parameter, this should not be done, that should not be done, what is to be eaten, what is to be, how do you sleep and all that. अरे यार छोड़ो ये सब यार, just live the life. Doctor told me why one leg is amputated. So as I joke around, the right one is no more left and left one is no more right. The left one is no more right because the left knee is operated for, open knee surgery was done for medial meniscus and ligament tear. So the big chunk of calf, this big chunk of calf muscle is missing and thigh muscle is missing. So the whole leg, the बेचारी अकेली टांग बोलती है यार तूने मेरी बैंड बजा रखी है. मैं बोला यार
Hello, Trifantry squad. Welcome back to another episode of Trifantry Chronicles. We have a very, very ultra special guest today, Major DP Singh. Major DP Singh is India's first Blade Runner. He is a true Indian Kargil war hero. He is a person who you relate with great perseverance, passion, and everything in between. He was named the People of the Year in 2016 by Limca Book of Records. He has done multiple half marathons. He unfortunately lost his right leg in the Kargil War in July 1999 during Operation Vijay. But he has not stopped since then. He is a true warrior. Welcome, Major DP Singh. Thank you so much for doing this, sir. I am so honored. I am very sure the viewers are honored to have you on the show.
Thank you, brother. Jai Hind to each one of you.
Thank you. So, first of all, let me ask you, how do you gather so much courage, so much perseverance and patience to start running? How did that happen? And tell us about your love for running.
Well, that is because I love life. And I love my life more so because it's a second life which I am living in the same journey. Once being declared dead on arrival to the hospital, when I was revived by the doctor, that is the time when I promised to myself that I will never compromise with the quality and standard of my life. Now, to live up to the promise, it is important to do daily such activity which keeps me agile, fit, and capable of living a standard life. So while this journey was going on, it took me 10 years to understand the mindset of people around us, which little bit is still so negative towards the disability part. Perspective which generally people carry towards persons with disability is that they are not good for anything, they are dependent, they are doing some as a result of some bad karma or some wrongdoing which they have done. All those negative connotations which are related to disability was not something which I could digest. So I then chose a method to speak back in the form of action, like a true soldier, because Indian Army taught us not to speak much, but to do on ground and then tell that, okay, I've done it. And that action, I found that the most difficult action for an amputee can be running. And it becomes even more tougher if it is a long distance running. And that too for a person who was never interested in long distance running when he had both the legs. So I purposefully chose that marathon running, knowing very well that this would be very tough for me myself, but then I wanted to test my limits, and it was difficult, of course, for sure, but as I deciphered that, as told by gurus in Gurbani, that the trick is man jeete jag jeet. If you can win over your own limitations, your mindset, then you can win on anything. And this is what is required this was required, and this is what is also required to be told in the form of action, that ability is something, how much can you stretch in your mind, what can you think, what can you create in your mind, and then doing that thing on ground.
Beautiful, sir. I am very sure at this point we are just 5 minutes into the interview, and our viewers and listeners would have goosebumps as I am here, sitting here and speaking with you, sir. It is it's mind-boggling how to overcome not just the societal pressures and issues, also your own issues. 99.99 people have this issue of not being able to conquer themselves, like giving us excuses on a daily basis. I'm not able to wake up, I'm not able to do this, that. And if a person such as yourself is able to do it every single day, I think it's just exemplary. What do you have to say for people with everything intact, a sound mind, sound body, everything in place, and still giving excuses themselves that they are not able to achieve something that they want?
Well, I feel that as they think that I am perhaps unfortunate or unlucky that this incident has happened with me, I feel it other way around. I feel that I am fortunate and lucky that I have been tested by put into such difficult waters, so cold, because somebody knew, somebody super sitting up there, supernatural, knew that this person has perhaps inner strengths to overcome and do something, and which is not possible without the blessings of Almighty. I don't take credit of whatever I have done. It's being done through me. So I feel fortunate and lucky this way. And I feel that those who are not into such situations perhaps may be little unfortunate and lucky, because they are not being chosen for such activities which defies the limitations of mind, which expands the possibilities of a human being. So it's not me that I am unfortunate and lucky. It is somebody who has not got the challenges and difficulties in life. Perhaps they are little unlucky.
Viewers, listeners, if you are really just pay attention here, you are all privileged. We are all privileged, including Major DP Singh, that we are put on this earth, that we can literally wake up every morning and go and do something that we love. And whatever excuses that you might have, it's all in the head. Like sir mentioned, it starts from your conquering your own inner demons, conquering your own inner self. Is that right, sir? We start from within.
Absolutely. The whole journey of becoming, the whole journey of achieving something is not the journey of actually doing and being successful in doing that part. It's a journey where you are initially understanding that if there are difficulties and challenges in the path of whatever you desire to achieve, those difficulties and challenges are to give you an input and a push that you need to grow internally yourself. You need to build your inner strength. Don't try to change those difficulties and challenges around you. These are the pit stops to reach to the level where you wish to, where you desire to reach. If you do not undergo these pit stops, if you do not walk over this path, then perhaps you will not enable yourself. And if you do not enable yourself, the growth will not be there. The growth will not be there, so success will not be there. It is as simple as that. So the challenge is of coming out of confusion, that let me change the people around me or the situation around me, or let me change me myself. So the easiest thing is if you can control on yourself, that is the easiest thing, because you are one, rather than controlling the whole world around you. However, the easiest thing is not as easy as it's being told, because changing self is the most troublesome, because there you are involved. It's very easy to pass dictum that you are wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong. But looking in the mirror yourself and finding that I am maybe also wrong is the most difficult task. But if you learn this trick, then you are the successful person.
No wonder, sir, with this thought process, you are the face of so many events, so many organizations. In fact, in 2018, Indian Army in itself named you the ambassador. you in 2019 you became one of the first persons with amputation to do a solo skydiving. How was that experience, and what made you take that plunge?
So, that was very humbling experience, to be very frank with you, because the moment I went up in the sky, it's not that I did not have fear. I was afraid till I was sitting inside the aircraft, till I jumped out of it. I had all the fear that why am I doing it? What is this nonsense coming up to 9,500 and 12,000 feet and then jumping? But then the moment you step out and you are in the air, you understand the reality of life. And the reality of life is that howsoever you may fly, finally you will have to come on the ground. So staying connected, staying grounded is the most important thing for your upward journey. So as I mentioned that sky also may not be the limit. As they say, sky is the limit. I say sky also may not be the limit. But keeping your one foot on ground is very important.
Wow. How was training for that solo skydiving for you?
I was having this idea of doing skydiving since long. But as I mentioned in the beginning also that I don't feel like, and no soldier, brags before doing something. So this was there at the back of my mind, but till I do, I did not expose or share it with anybody. And then I have in this particular incident also, and in my running episode also, I realized that if you are passionately desiring something, then even universe conspires and supports. The support system automatically fits in at the correct time. That correct time is the time till you need to show the perseverance and patience. So at the correct time, the time came in 2018 when the Indian Army chose that year dedicated to the persons with the soldier who got disabled in line of duty. And the then Chief General Bipin Rawat, he had very much respect for all such disabled soldiers, and in particularly he used to admire me because by whatever I could do on ground, keeping the flag and name of the Indian Army high. So then he wanted to showcase the limits of a soldier, and I wanted to try out that. So I latched on to the opportunity. I requested him, sir, that I wanted to do skydiving, and none in the Asia had done something like this. So if you allow me, it'll be great. And he said, please go ahead. Like a true general, he said, okay, do it. And then started the rigmarole and the hard-pressed training of 15 days. And I loved that. To be very, very frank, I was so engrossed having that training that I forgot for a moment that I have come here for a skydiving. Because that was living the true life of a soldier back again for 15 more days. Morning till evening, you are doing PT, ragda, and walking, running, calisthenics and whatever the name you now do. Otherwise, physical activities and PT is the name, simple terms. अभी वो नए नाम आ गए हैं, कुछ बोल लो, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But that gave me the kick. And Army teaches you to your last cell. And skydiving is nothing but, again, a muscle memory, like running and everything else. It's a muscle memory. If you adapt to that muscle memory of how to be conscious, how to be altitude aware, how to be, in the correct posture in the air and at a correct time, keeping your calmness and patience, pull the cord so that parachute opens. That's how it becomes possible. Though that was the first jump I did on 28th of March in 2019 in Nasik, which was the first historical jump. After that, I went to Canada for 7 more jumps, and I'm still work in progress learning, because one leg not being there creates a confusion, and the equilibrium is a difficult task as yet for me. And even in Canada, I could not find the trainers who had handled one leg amputee. it's easy for a double amputee because both the legs are not there. But it is little difficult for a single leg amputee like me because one is there, one is not there. So at times I should think that why the one is there. Because the equilibrium is not getting set. But then that's, I am sure that in time to come, once the COVID thing settles, I'll be able to progress further. But that was very humbling experience and amazing out of the world type of a thing.
Absolutely. I am very sure the challenges, these kind of challenges that you, I think, often take, right? Every 2-3 years, you have new challenges that you set yourself and then start working towards it.
So, but that the reason is that, I ran on roads, I ran on cross-country tracks, I ran in Ladakh, high altitude arena. What next? I get bored very fast. I get bored with myself also, that what am I? So people say that, for example, people say that you are now growing gray hair, so, why don't you put black color on it? I said, yeah, that's a change. I got bored of looking black. Let it become gray now. So slowly it will become white. So that's the change. You should adapt to the nature and whatever is happening. So what am I doing in my life next? Where is the change? Where am I pushing my limits? So that gives me a kick. And that is how from running, if I was, God was kind enough to give me, to choose me to start running in the Indian arena, and that was a historical run in 2009. And now there are so many amputees who are across India doing these, not just running and various other adventure activities also. So that's how I wanted to open up another chapter, another area where in the time to come we will see that so many are flying.
Absolutely. I think it's important to set a precedence, and then what seems impossible and which has never been done before, the moment one human being does it, there are like lots of people who can literally do that. That's why we have every single year now the world fastest record for 100 meters, 200 meters, or even for that matter, a sub-2 full marathon is getting single year, which no one thought is possible.
Exactly. Human limits is tremendous. And this is not, I am not the first person telling you that like that. It is being time and again tested, told, rather put in some limitations by medical people that it is not possible. Rather put in some limitation by the society. Oh my God, why are you trying such stunt? It is not possible. So no, possibility is here. Whatever anybody can think, dream, that means it is going to happen someday. If not today, tomorrow. But if you can think, so that means it is possible, simple. Somewhere the thought is coming from somewhere in your mind. So that is for some reason. The reason is only that this thought will one day become a reality. Now, who will make sure that it becomes a reality? It may be somebody else. It's easy if you tread the untread path because उसमें चलना आसान होता है. You are the first person. Unlikely the people feel that, oh, how can you be the first person, which must be very tough and difficult. But then I say it is easy. Because आप अपने रास्ते खुद बनाते हो. There are no set rules. There are no, charted arenas. You do what you feel like doing in that unknown, and then people follow you. Then they get into the ruling and setting the limitations, and then somebody again comes up and breaks everything else, everything what has been set, and then set something new. That's a new benchmark. This is how the growth happens. This is how the life cycle. This is how the world works. This is how everywhere we are growing. Otherwise, we would be stuck up in the same jungle where we were living so many ages before.
Absolutely.
That's the human limitation. That's the human limits.
So very well put, sir. I have one question, specific question for people in the age group of 45 and above. Oftentimes they say that at this age you are hitting your midlife crisis, or in certain areas people even say that your life is over, there is no fun left, you can't do physical activities, you can't run, you can't put stress on your knees and God knows what all. So that segment, although they know everything, all this motivation stuff that we are talking about, I think people are already aware. about diet and so many other things, but yet the society and the norms and the myths, I would say, puts a pressure on people to not take up physical sports. What would you say to these people, and is it okay to start running at this age for men, women, both?
How confusing it was to just listening that this is a parameter, that is a parameter, this should not be done, that should not be done, what is to be eaten, what is to be, how do you sleep and all that. Arey yaar, chodo ye sab yaar. Just live the life. You know, doctor told me why one leg is amputated. So as I joke around, the right one is no more left and left one is no more right. The left one is no more right because the left knee is operated for, open knee surgery was done for medial meniscus and ligament tear.
Oh.
So the big chunk of calf, this big chunk of calf muscle is missing.
Oh.
And thigh muscle is missing. So the whole leg, the बेचारी अकेली टांग बोलती है यार तूने मेरी बैंड बजा रखी है. मैं बोला यार थोड़ा सा और till we are living. Let's live.
Yeah.
So it's a big myth, as I mentioned, with all respect to the medical fraternities and others, but they are only aware about what is mentioned in the books, and what is mentioned in the books is a very, very restricted approach. Human limits, human mind, human physical limits is humongous. Let me tell you, till the time I was not doing running, every winters I used to be in bandages because my knee used to be troublemaker. It used to pain, hell lot of a pain used to be there. But only after I started road running, specifically I am inverted commas, road running with a broken knee, with a surgered, operated knee, broken ligament, broken meniscus, operated knee, and road running, which is a big no as per the medical people.
Yes.
But that only helped me. I'm painless. So it is all, don't get bogged down by what X, Y, Z, ABC is saying. They are saying because they are insecure. You should live because that's your life. Simple.
Absolutely. Limitations are set by us, set by society, set by organizations, and if you really want to do something, if you want to achieve something, you will not stop by these limitations, unless obviously it's unlawful. Don't do that. But
yeah, that's very important, because you should not be unethical. Even people like Dawood Ibrahim, they also desire to do a lot of things, but that's not something which we are propagating about, right?
We are endorsing running, and running has no age. It does not see categories, it does not see gender, it just sees the road, the person who's going out there every single day. And
I feel if you love yourself, the real loving yourself is not pampering yourself. The real loving yourself is pushing your limits.
Wow.
So that is how you grow.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a beautiful thought, actually. The real loving yourself is not to pamper yourself, but to push your limits.
Absolutely, because that is how you grow. And who doesn't want to grow? If you ask somebody, do you want to grow? Have you met ever somebody who said, no, I don't want to grow. Let me be happy. मैं जैसा हूँ वैसा ही ठीक हूँ. Everybody wants the growth in life in all ways and means. So, but they don't want to push themselves. So unless you push yourself, you will not go out of your comfort zone. And unless you are not going out of your comfort zone, because growth is there only.
Yeah.
So if you are really loving yourself, push your limits, stretch yourself.
This is true for people in cushy jobs and stable jobs also, by the way. If you are in a stable job and you think that you've already achieved everything, and health is not a priority, it's important for you also to start getting up and start working on your body, on your physical goals, because ultimately it's only your body and it's only your mind which is going to be there with you. Organizations will change, everything, seasons will change, people will change, but it's your body. And if you are able to control your mind and your body, you can literally do anything. Jump out of the sky, run 30 half marathons on high altitude locations like Major DP Singh.
So, you mentioned about cushy jobs also. Let me tell you, even in that arena, if you wish to progress in life, you need to come out of your job mindset also, right? I had a dilemma in front of me in 2015 when there was a higher purpose in front of me and there was a my job security. So the choice was supposed to be made between the two. But somehow my conscience was not allowing me to only be selfish as a true soldier and just look for my job security. Finally, I gave up. I resigned from there for the higher purpose cause. Let's not talk about what was the higher purpose. People know much about it. With the little insecurity that will I be able to feed myself? For 1 month, yes, that insecurity was there. But next month, I realized that I am much better off without that job. I am growing much faster without that job. So that was my insecurity, perhaps which could have stopped me, but I could overcome that just by expanding my comfort zone. So growth always is out of your comfort zone. Today I am much happy. If I in the job, if I was earning 1 chapati, today I am having rather 2 or 3 chapatis I can share with others also.
That is such a beautiful way to motivate people to dream big, achieve, go after their goals, and overcome these short fears, small fears that we have of the security that we talk about. I want to segue our conversation towards a different topic now, which is the future of Paralympics and what do you think is happening in the Indian sports scenario where people are taking up newer sports, outdoor sports. Do you see that there is a future for Paralympics, and what kind of infrastructure and support do you think that the fraternity, the athlete fraternity and the infrastructure fraternity needs?
Well, for sure, India has huge prospects, lined up in the time to come. Not just because the youngsters, we are a young country and majority of youngster only are the one who get into the disability side also because of road accident, bike accident, train accident, such stuff. But also because armed forces also have opened up their Paralympic node now. And Armed Forces Paralympic node have already started, creating records in the Paralympic arena. So it's just by chance that the 2020 thing is not there now. Otherwise, you would have seen we winning a lot of medals in the Paralympics. Much what could have happened in the past ever. As far as infrastructure is concerned, the government, of course, have the sports minister, Mr. Kiren Rijiju, is very, very dynamic and open person. And the Prime Minister himself has too much of flair about looking after the sportsmen and opening up the new Paralympic stadiums and arenas. The infrastructure is also getting developed. There are various stadiums which are coming up across country, which would be specifically targeting the Paralympic athletes. So future is very clear and bright. And in fact, in my personal capacity also, the NGO which I run, the Challenging One, which is purely funded by the self-fund, we believe in hand-holding. Not just we believe not just in building the inner strength of persons with disability, especially the amputees, because I am an amputee, I work in that area. But also hand-holding such Paralympians, would-be Paralympians, who are, whom we see that there is a fire and they can bring medals for the country. But today, because they are in the upward journey and they're just beginning that upward journey and they have not proven their mettle, but they have that fire. So nobody is hand-holding them. So TCO, the Challenging One, have ensured that we run a program, Budding Athletes Training Program. In that Budding Athletes Training Program, as of today, we are nurturing one, on a very humble platform we have started, we are nurturing one Paralympian. He's a shot putter, and I'm damn sure that he's going to win medal. And in the time to come, we will make sure that such talent is to be nurtured. Because you see what happens in the beginning when they need money and support, that is the time when they lack. Once they win medal, then all the companies and everybody comes and tries to put their sticker alongside with their name. But that's the time when somebody should. That's why that Budding Athlete Talent Program. So I'm sure that The future is very good, and youngsters should not just limit their dreams. Possibilities are humongous.
Can you tell us how do we how can anyone apply for this scholarship or get in touch with the people who can help us out? I'll put it on the show notes.
Yeah, so my NGO's name is The Challenging One. We are in process with support of, and I'm glad that JP Morgan Chase has come up to support us to make a website and an app for that. But we have fraternity of around 3,000 amputees connected across India. So either they can directly touch base with me to get connected to me, because my email ID is very simple. My name, majordpsingh@gmail.com. My website is there, majordpsingh.com. So these are the areas where you can get connected with me, and we, of course, like a true Fauji, we do not handhold and support anybody and everybody. We put them into fire first and test, yes, that there is something which is there. Now, this boy whom we are supporting right now is again a Fauji, but because of injury, he has stepped out of the army. He's an amputee again, but I know that he's full of fire, and he'll bring laurels.
That is excellent. Going above and beyond your own means of doing this sport, but also supporting the infrastructure in the entire country. And sir, I have one last question, and then we move to a very interesting segment of the show. One last question is that when your training season is happening, whenever you're participating in any upcoming marathon event, what is your training ritual like from morning to evening? How do you train for this kind of events?
Well, you see, I am a competitor with myself, and I have my personal responsibilities towards myself first, because as you see me with one leg less, that is the only 5% part. The whole body is full of various injuries, and the complications with these injuries are day in and out. One thing or other is always in trouble. In fact, I again joke around on that, but the whole body parts are injured, and they are very faithful and loyally doing their role of fingering me every day. Somebody fingers me one day, some other part fingers me other day. And then I'm a single parent. I have a responsibility of looking after my son. And then my mother, who's again a widow, is also dependent on me. Keeping all these things in mind, I compete with myself. But then my regime for training, gets adapted according to my reality. What I'm trying to say out of this is that because I am not a Paralympian myself, or I'm not competing at a stage where I need to focus myself, it is important to focus on yourself. At the same time, it is very, very critical and important to look after and carry out your personal responsibilities and duties. But notwithstanding that, morning, evening, homebound exercises, and at least 2 to 3 times a week the running, and now fortunately I got a new limb also, which helps me to cycle also, so I have added the cycling part also in that. So this variety of training helps me to stay active, and that's it. And as far as the diet goes, I don't believe in any type of particular diet. Of course, it should be balanced diet, but homebound diet is something which I believe in. Homebound, I meant that genetically referred diet as per your family genetics. So a Jat will not be able to digest sambar idli, but a South Indian will not be able to digest milk and ghee. But then it works well as per their own genetics. So this should not be detested. Of course, बाकी चीजों का थोड़ा ख्याल रखना पड़ता है, that how you're managing your sugar, carb and protein should be heavy, so that everybody knows. But don't get bogged down by keto diet and peto diet and cheeto diet and then one day you eat everything. It should be that how much you are pouring inside, that should get burned out. Simple and straight.
Superb. Everything in moderation. Do not worry about what you will have to eat or what you will have to give up. Just keep going every single day.
True.
Sure. So we have reached to the last segment of our conversation, which is called as the rapid fire round. I will ask you 10 questions in quick succession. And
Rapid fire.
just for the audience sake, these questions have not been shared with Major DP Singh earlier. So you have to be really quick. You have to answer in like 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. Question number 1 coming in. You have done different types of sports throughout your life, including BPT, PPT, long runs, short runs, cross country, half marathons. Which is your favorite sport, outdoor sport?
So as of now, flying.
Flying, as
Skydiving.
skydiving. Okay, wonderful. In order of preference, what diet do you like more? Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, fruitarian, going fasting, all of that?
Whatever is available with love to me.
Okay. So जंगल में मंगल, मतलब जो मिल जाए अच्छे से.
Absolutely. I can't say that I am a vegan eater because I have my injuries where I have the tendency of dropping B12 very fast. So non-veg is a part of it. I can't be pick and choose type of a person. Whatever is available with love, home food is the best diet for me.
Great. Okay. You have traveled various places in the country and outside also. Which is your most favorite location to do running or any sort of outdoor activities?
So mountains I love a lot.
Any specific location? City location?
Well, I don't want to put nature into some parameters and boundaries. Anywhere in the mountains.
It's okay. I mean, you can be controversial. The tourism of that will not say no.
Well, I love Himachal.
Himachal. Okay. Awesome. All right. You are present on various social media platforms. You yourself have become a tech savvy person now. Which is your favorite social media platform, including Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, various other platforms? Which is your favorite platform?
So now I have grown liking towards LinkedIn more.
Why?
People are more focused there. In Facebook, it is a time pass type of affair. Check in there, check out there. I am breathing, I am sleeping, I am eating, and all that stuff. Twitter, of course, but too much of a negativity is floating around on Twitter, trolling, and people are very, very highly sensible and intellectuals also. But at times, I see that they are nonsense. Too much of a nonsense is floating.
Through that, I can detect all the WhatsApp forwards and all which come through Twitter only.
Instagram, the youngsters are there and they are very dedicated and passionate youngsters. I love that part. So after LinkedIn, if you ask me to choose, it's the Instagram which I like.
All right. So, which is your favorite food which you like during your long runs or half marathons? Any specific food during the run?
So banana.
Banana. Okay. And what is your favorite recovery drink or fruit or whatever?
So now I have shifted to milk.
Okay.
Because of late I have realized that the milk is the best recovery drink.
Do you put haldi and pepper also in that? Anything you put?
Well, if I'm not drinking cold milk, then of course haldi is the best. Doodh haldi is best for recovery, best for calming your senses. But people only come to know about it when it is milk latte. Oh, sorry, turmeric latte.
Latte, yes.
But दूध हल्दी बोलोगे तो थोड़ा शर्म आ जाती है. But as I mentioned, genetic diet is the best diet.
Absolutely.
This is what has been passed on in traditions to us.
Yes. I personally prefer having warm milk with a pinch of haldi and pepper, because pepper helps in absorbing the haldi, and haldi itself does not get dissolved in milk directly, so you need to add a sort of like an additive, so it helps like a anti-inflammatory drink.
Right.
Just an experience.
I'll try that.
Yeah. What is your most favorite brand of running shoes and apparels?
Asics.
Okay. Why?
That's because my shoe adapted well with that shoe. My feet adapted well with that shoe. Not because it's a brand.
Okay.
This is all out of experience. I've realized that shoe is a matter of, personal adaptation of that your particular feet. It may be of any brand.
Yeah.
That one should not get bogged down by the name and the brand. One should always see. There was a time when I used to run in Nike. One particular Vomero series of Nike I used to find very comfortable. But then every new number, with some amount of changes in their modification in their the total shape and size. It's not that every Vomero series ka har number was comfortable for me. Initially, it was very comfortable. Then I realized that the ASIC fits better, so I chose to wear ASIC.
Okay. Second last question. You've had your own share of injuries in sports and otherwise. What is that one advice you would like to give to people for injury management and coming out of the injury and getting back in the sport?
Well, don't be in haste. Nobody is after your life. You should be doing it for becoming fit, and at the end of the day you should be able to sleep peacefully with happiness. If there is any amount of pressure of any sort, not worth.
Yeah.
It doesn't help to recover faster also.
Right. Last question. What is the next big challenge for Major DP Singh?
I never share that.
You never share that. Okay.
Till I do that.
Can you just point us toward that next challenge? Physical.
Well, then it is not DP Singh, na. Let me do that, and then I'll share. This question remains this way answered since ages.
This is a reverse rapid fire. In fact, I think I'll have to just read it in the newspapers then. Some people are like that. Whatever they do, they make news, and you are one of them. Thank you so much for doing this. Any parting thoughts, parting shots for our listeners in the running and marathon and triathlon community? What is your one final parting advice?
Well, two things I would like to say. One is Man Jeete Jag Jeet. The whole story revolves around it. And the second thing is, if at the end of the day you are not able to sleep with happiness, with contentment, whatever you are getting stuck into is not worth.
Thank you so much, Major DP Singh. You have been so inspirational. So I have no words. I have goosebumps right now. I am sure our listeners too. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Follow Major DP Singh. I will be sharing all the details about his social media handles on the show notes as well as on the video. Thank you once again. Train, endure, conquer.
Thank you so much. God bless you and stay happy. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, try Fantry, click on the bell icon, and I will see you in the next video. Train, endure, conquer.